helium-3. Okay? Anybody ever heard of it? If the phrase ever fit, the truth will set you free. First, it will piss you off. Okay? This is going to upset you, and I wish I could get Congress to listen to this. This is all fact right now. 1986, at the University of Wisconsin, two astronuclear physicists were going through the Apollo 17 moon rocks, the last Apollo mission up on the moon. Gene Cernan, the commander of that, was a geologist who knew what to pick up. He went specifically in a certain region of the moon, picked this stuff up, brought it back. Sure enough, checked out the rocks. The rocks are saturated with an element called helium-3. Helium-3 is the isotope of helium that's different than here on Earth. It has an extra orbit and a proton. And there was always suspicion that we could do something with helium-3, but there's never been enough of it to do. We could only find small little traces of it because of the Earth's atmosphere, of the ozone, the Van Allen radiation belt, and all of the stratosphere and ionosphere and all that screened it all out, and not enough of it gets to the surface of the Earth. However, on the moon, there is no atmosphere. It's manufactured by the sun through a natural process, delivered on the surface of the moon courtesy of the solar wind. The entire surface of the moon is saturated with it. So what is it? You take helium-3, which they did. These two astrophysicists, Dr. Kolinsky and Schmidt, wanted to run a test. AEC refused, Atomic Energy Commission. So these guys have to give these old boys credit. These scientists had balls. They labeled the thing medical experiment isotopes, sent a pile rod that they had made out of helium-3 because we had pounds of it, all right, sent it over to Europe. They shoved this thing into a Tamaka Soviet reactor, a breeder reactor. The reactor went to full power, cranking out about 10 gigawatts. That's enormous power. That is enormous power. It's 10 times the power of most nuclear power stations that we use like here. When they shut the reactor down, went inside and checked it, zero radiation. Clean thermal fusion power. Fact. There's one thing. Let me finish one thing. There are 917 scientific journals written by about 700 scientists, all laying in the Library of Congress under the name helium-3, and why haven't we heard a single word about it? Wow. Yeah.
Where did these guys get their helium-3?
Where'd you get it? From the moon. The Apollo 17 moon.
Enough out of the moon rock
right.
to make everything descend to Earth.
Yeah, because what you do, you heat up the rock. The helium-3 turns into a gas. Then you cool the gas down, turns into a liquid. And you use the liquid to saturate a pile rod that you can shove into a reactor. Now let me tell you the rest of the story. And then maybe it's why Congress don't want to hear this, but I think y'all better, because this is going to scare you. There are two giant conglomerates, private corporations. One is called Shimizu Construction Company, which is worth about $300 billion. The other one is Nippon Steel. You ever heard of them? Gigantic. They have merged together on a single project. They are in the business right now of building a deep space shuttle called Hope, which that is almost prosthetic, and it's going to go to the moon. They has droid robots that will soft land on the surface. You scoop up the moon rocks, drop it in a hopper, it rolls out a solar tire blanket, melts the rocks right there, condenses the gas into a liquid, fires the canisters back up to the mothership, and they're coming back, and they're on their way to get helium-3. And if you didn't know this footnote, the longest running breeder reactors on the planet is in the country of Japan. They have the most leading edge technology there, and you are just looking at the next world century leaders of all power. In about 50 years, we're going to brown out over here after we suck up all the usable coal and oil and gas that is economically recoverable. And then when we go to the rest of the fields, you'll see gasoline jumping to $20 a gallon, and we're going to start buying our power from Japan. And the biggest karma circle in all of history just slammed shut because we nuked those people with nuclear power, and they're going to be selling nuclear power back to us. The thing about this, there is a dark side to helium-3. The dark side of helium-3 is scary because I just told you what it was. I could blow a hole out here 2 miles in diameter, 1,000 feet deep, and raise the temperature to 50 million degrees Kelvin in a nanosecond in a blast. And when all the blast is gone, zero radiation, clean thermal nuclear fission warheads.
That's right.
Clean thermal fusion warheads.
And all the buildings.
And that technology will be for sale whoever comes back with helium-3.
In other words,